The man with blue hair, Ryu, is the main character of the movie who tries to get a kidney for his sister. And what makes his character salient in this movie is that he is deaf. He cannot hear, nor can he speak. Depicted as nice, naive, and innocent, what drives Ryu's action is the coincidence. In every action, his original intention was all nice. He tried to save his sister.
누난 절대 그러지 말랬지만 짐 되는 건 죽기보다 싫댔지만 나 원래 청개구리잖아.
But he happens to lose all his money to get the kidney surgery, falling prey to the frauds. He happens to get fired from his work. His old friend Young-mi happens to suggest him to kidnap a child from a affluent household to get the money needed immediately. His sister happens to know that her brother has committed a kidnap. His sister kills herself out of guilt. The kidnapped child happens to be drowned while Ryu buries his sister. And that is the onset of the main theme of the movie, or the trilogy, Vengeance. Dongjin, the dead child's father, tries to revenge Ryu and Young-mi. Ryu tries to revenge the frauds, who he thinks are the root of all the problem. In this movie, those series of coincidences drive the situation to an absurdity. Such a fun thing here is that they try to kidnap Dongjin's daughter without any bad intention. They call their action good kidnapping, which benefits both them and the family. Actually, we can see that in a way that the exact process Ryu and Young-mi kidnap the child is deliberately omitted, and Ryu and his sister take quite good care of the child. They originally were a common people. Two men who had just mediocre, common level of personality turned into a seemingly evil entity because of the coincidence, and although we cannot make excuses for their bitter action, that makes us lethargic and kind of feel sympathetic about them. What makes us especially lethargic and helpless about the story and situation here is the unexpectedness of the happening. While Ryu buries his sister, a random stranger who has this ability suddenly appears and ruins everything. Nevertheless, we cannot blame him. Sudden and bizarre elements that appear in the situation disassemble the logicality in the storyline and drag us deeper into the helplessness. So in that case, we feel less motivated to blame their deeds and kind of more related to the feelings of the characters. This is a scene that Ryu comes out of the factory after work. He definitely is walking deliberately, but it seems like he's being swept away like a tube on the pole. That deepens the lethargy that the characters have and emphasizes how much the characters suffer from hopelessness. After his sister's death, Ryu wails, and over that scene, a cute TV animation is overlapped like he is suffocated like the cute character. Besides those brilliant transitions, the director mainly described the scenes without any serious lines or overloaded emotions. The movie just shows how situation flows. We watching the movie feel we are also floating like a tube on the pole onto the storyline and the overall misery. The most important thing in the movie: the evil side of every human being, the violence that mediocre people commonly have. We can see that in Ryu by the scene him hitting the baseball. After a bad day, his hitting the ball seems casual or natural. But after his sister's death, his hitting the ball changes like more accurately, like he's training to kill the frauds. Hitting the ball itself has no meaning, but as the situation that Ryu faces differs, it has different results.
전 착한 사람입니다. 성실한 근로자죠.
나름대로 착하게 살았다고 생각합니다. 너 착한 놈인가 한다.
Ryu and Dongjin are depicted as originally nice throughout the movie. Ryu is a warm-hearted man at the beginning of the movie, in that he takes care of a random old man with dementia in the town. But after his sister dies, whether it's because he's just out of time revenging for his sister or not, he no longer takes care of him. And Dongjin saves the son of the suspect, who he thought killed his daughter at first. This is also a common level of goodness he shows before he got eaten up with the revenge. He gets crueler as he proceeds his revenge. He tortures Young-mi to find out where Ryu is, and he seems indifferent and even yawns when the officers conduct an autopsy on Ryu's sister's dead body, which is totally the opposite that he showed when his daughter's body was done an autopsy. And at the end of the process of revenge, he seems to become ruthless, seeing that he rejects the call from the hospital, telling him that the child he had saved died.
잘못 고쳤습니다.
The director here seems to be showing us the subtle gradation between the good and the evil, rather than that we cannot tell the difference between them. Explicitly, as we know, there is a boundary between the good and the evil. But the director here intentionally positions the same acts that result in different results so that the viewers get soaked into the gradation between the good and the evil and kind of feel curious about the real boundary between them. It was Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, released in South Korea, directed by Chan-Wook. This was my favorite piece of the revenge trilogy he directed in his early career. This movie is less well known than the other two, Oldboy and Lady Vengeance, but has its own sophisticated style of developing the story. Well, you may check yourself how the epic of Vengeance ends and ponder about what the vengeance in this movie means to you. Thank you for all. It was NuCINEMA, and hope to see you in next two movies in the trilogy.